The fifth Rebbe of Chabad, that's the father of the previous Rebbe, his name was Rabbi Shalom Dovber, and he passed away in 1920. 1920 was when the communists were really, how do you say, how do you say, organizing their power, consolidating their power, their rulership over Russia. And they were beginning to arrest people, and it was forbidden to have any meetings of more than 3 people together. Right? They really didn't begin the purges and things like that, but they were certainly arresting people, and it was a very difficult time, and especially for the religious Jews. And a lot of Jews, especially religious Jews, they left everything to become communists. The communism was like an idea that was sweeping the minds and the souls of hundreds of millions of people. It's gonna be a brave new world, and everybody's gonna receive according to their needs and give according to their abilities. All these wonderful slogans. But it came out that because it was so wonderful and so positive, anybody who would not believe in this must be an evil person. So they were arresting everybody that disagreed with them. And one of the main ones was the religious people. So it came to be the holiday of Purim, 1920. And the previous Rebbe's father, the fifth Rebbe of Chabad, said that we are going to make a Purim for bringing. Let me get the picture up here 1 second. The picture of the Rebbe here 1 second. The Rebbe Rashab, 1 minute. Here. See, this is the previous Rebbe's, the fifth Rebbe of Chabad. This is the only picture known of, I think. Oh, another picture. Who knows? That doesn't look like him. Huh? Who knows? Okay. Anyway, that's it. No, could be. I don't doubt it. Look at the ears are even different. Everything. Okay. So here's the picture of the Rebbe's father. So he said we're going to make a Farbrengen, Purim, and his wife was not so in favor of it. It was very dangerous, but nevertheless, the Chassidim came. His son, the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe, was also there. And he told everyone to come and bring money. Now, the big thing of communism was money. The dream of communism was to eradicate money. There wasn't going to be any more money. The government would provide for everybody. There wouldn't be any rich people, poor people. That was it. So he told everyone to bring money. That there's going to be a collection, because there were a lot of Chabad institutions. A lot of these institutions had to go underground in secret. In fact, all of them did, the teaching institutions. Okay, so the Rebbe said, bring money. So they came, the Hasidim came, and they were sitting there. So let's say it does. I didn't read a number there, but let's say that there were 100 Hasidim that were there. Which there was only 3. It was permissible for 3 people to meet together. 3 strangers, family could meet, but only 3 people. And then it was only for family purposes or a birthday or something like that. Anyway, so all these Hasidim are together. So the Rebbe told everybody to drink. Purim, you have to drink. So everybody started drinking, and they drank more. And the Rebbe saying, and they were all singing, and they were afraid because in Russia the people loved the idea so much. Communism, it just conquered the minds and the hearts of everybody. So like 1/3 of the population became spies. Everyone was spying on everybody else. You turned somebody into the government, it was like a really patriotic thing. Children turned in their parents. Anyway, so the Hasidim were a little bit worried. So the Rebbe said, "Don't worry about it, just sing." So everybody was singing, and they were dancing. All of a sudden, a knock on the door, and the Rebbe's wife answered the door, and she came to the Rebbe and said, "They're from the secret police. They want to come in," which that was unheard of. They usually just barged in. So the Rebbe said, "Tell him to come back in an hour." So they did. She started going back an hour. The next time they came in, there was two of them. They were plain clothed. Obviously, they had guns. They came in, and as soon as they came in, everybody was like quiet. They didn't know what to do. Meanwhile, the Rebbe had made a collection, and there was a bunch of money sitting on the table. The tablecloth, he pulled the tablecloth away, and there was money sitting on the corner of the table. So his son, the previous Rebbe, he took the tablecloth and he threw it over the money so that the soldiers wouldn't, the policemen wouldn't see it when they came in. Before they came to the table, threw the money. The Rebbe opened it up. He threw the tablecloth back, and he said, "Tonight is Purim. Everything is revealed." So they stood there. They watched. Everyone figured any second now, everybody's going to get arrested. Everybody. So they're doing forbidden. There was money. They just stood there, and the Rebbe began a mimer, a Chassidic mimer, which is printed in Taf Reish Pei. And it's called Reshis Goyim Amalek. The first of all nations is Amalek. The essential, like every Jew, is self-sacrifice for God, as Amalek is self-sacrifice to destroy the Jewish people, to go against God. He's willing to sacrifice his life to go against God. And he got a whole mimer about that, the keter, all different levels of what is Amalek, what is the Jewish people. He said this mimer when he was about halfway, so the policemen just stood there. They watched. He said this mimer, they stood there for 10, 15 minutes, and they just left, which is like unheard of. Shortly thereafter, he passed away. He passed away like a month later, even less later. So the point is that Purim is a day when anti-Semitism, Jew hatred is erased. And why is it erased? Because it's a big, huge revelation of the essence of the Jewish soul. And when the Jewish soul is revealed, then no enemy can stand against us. And that's why the Lubavitcher Rebbe always pointed out that the solution to our problems today cannot be a political one. That's the whole message of Purim. that Mordechai didn't use his political power and Esther didn't. A solution can only come from strengthening our connection to the creator of the universe. And when that happens, we'll see that miraculously, this spiritual, weird thing called Jew hatred, anti-Semitism, which no one has any idea what the source of it is, then the Rebbe says, I know what the source of it is. The source of it is that the Jewish people are not revealing the essence of their soul. And therefore, God sends Haman, or he sends the Palestinians or whatever to wake us up. So Jews, wake up. And if we don't wake up, God will still protect us. But it's better God protecting us when we're awake instead of being asleep. Have a good Shabbos with Mashiach now, God willing, 8 o'clock, Sunday morning. See you all.
I tried to get in a couple